Alright, before we even fucking get started, before I even get the motto out, you see who the fuck I got on the couch. Yeah, so this one is special. This is my fucking brother. But this one, like we ain't did this one before. This one, I'm giving this a title. This one is called Blame It on the Henny. So go ahead, bless the bottle, young sir. All praise be to Allah. Matter of fact, I'm gonna let you do the honors with your gold bullets.
See, I don't got ice, I got bullets.
Yeah, this one again called Blame It on the Henny. Blame it on the blue dot. Got you feeling dizzy. But anyway, while we get that popping, how these niggas real? Fucking niggas feel me. White tee with joggers every day. I'm no civilian. Oh, that was like right on cue.
We're gonna kill the whole bottle today.
Oh yeah, like I said, blame it on the Henny. Put some on here. It's all ice. You might as well. Blame it on the Henny.
Alright.
Anyway, man, for the people who don't know who this is, man, gonna introduce yourself, man.
My name is 1050. I am a videographer, born and raised in Los Angeles. I make videos for a living, and people like them, so I guess I'm doing something right.
Oh, before we get too far ahead in the show and get too drunk, I see you got the white tee on. Tell us about your outfit, man.
I got that Kirkland white tee, and I got some undefeated joggers with some Gucci slides.
I just put your bitch in some Gucci flip flops. You know me, I'm in some regular joggers today with a white tee with some Nikes that I ain't picking my feet up for. I'm kind of stiff, so I just got back to doing yoga, so we working on that flexibility. But anyway, man, tell everybody how we met. No, before we even get there, start from the beginning, man. Tell me about your upbringing. Tell me about like how you even got like. To me, this is a whole new thing. Like, how do you go from like being Guatemalan and Peruvian to like want to do like rap videos? Like, where does that inspiration come from? Tell us the beginning, the early stages, when you done had that little peach fuzz.
So, honestly, I didn't want to be a videographer or a photographer or anything like that. I wanted to work in the medical field, and I took a course in a programmer thing called SCROC, SoCal Rock, and they pretty much like teach you like if you want to do culinary or medical or whatever. But I took the course and I wasn't good at it. I didn't pass any of my tests. I showed up all the time, but I just couldn't learn it. So then
Shout out to my sister getting on the camera. She already on the camera. She always like running underneath the couch when we record. She gonna be our next guest. Spoiler alert.
But yeah. So then I left from there, and I didn't know what I wanted to do. So I went to community college. Went to El Camino for like a few months, and that was kind of like for me, like I don't know what I still want to do. I'm kind of just wasting my time going to school, but I guess this is the only thing I could come up with. And then I was working, but then I was talking to my parents that I actually wanted to be a chef. So at the time, culinary school was too expensive and too far for me to do it. So that never went through. So still in community college, I left El Camino, went to West LA, and there I found out that there was a film program, but it was kind of like not all film like how I wanted to learn. It was like lighting and stuff like that. Nothing real like camera, hands-on stuff. So I knew that was kind of something I was interested in, but maybe not to take it there. And I believe I started around that time. I started filming stuff like vlogs from school. I remember actually I started vlogging in high school, like my friends' parties and school stuff, and just cutting up little videos and stuff like that. And then so yeah, in West LA, a friend of mine from high school times messaged me and said, I know that you like to do videos. You should go to LA Film School. That's when I went to LA Film School. But it was so funny how it happened. I called the people at the school, and they were like, oh, so you want to come to LA Film? And I'm like, yeah, but I'm in community college. Like, I still got like another semester or two. They're like, oh, just drop out. And I'm like, I can't drop out. Like, I have to finish this at least and then go over there. They're like, no, you already know what you want to do. You want to come here, so just come tomorrow. I was like, oh, shit. I was like, all right, well. dropped out, I guess. And then the next day I went over there. They gave me a tour, and I already signed up like a week after that. Then I just took my film school, started learning stuff here and there. I used to go from here, the city of Inglewood, Lenox, all the way to Hollywood. I used to take 3 metros to get there. And then I was there all day, come back home.
And I gotta interject only because this is my brother and I love him to death. But I'm glad he found his passion in videography, because his fucking culinary skills are fucking ass. And I got witnesses. So don't make me pull the fucking receipts.
Oh, man.
Now me, I can cook. Like, I've been doing this forever.
He's never cooked either, so I don't know.
That's a lie. I got video of me making steaks. I got video of me doing all type of stuff.
One type. Yeah.
I'm not a one-trick pony, you know what I'm saying? Like, but anyway, I just wanted to get that in. Why he, you know, I'm glad he found his passion, because, the stove ain't for everybody, man. So tell us about your name. Like, where does that come from? 1050. Why 1050? Why not 1030? Why not 1050 a.m. or p.m.? It's just 1050.
So, when I went to LA Film School, I knew that this was something I really wanted to do now, and like put like my full attention to it. And at that time, I was going to film school. My son was born, and he was born at 10:50 a.m. So that kind of like always stuck with me. So it all started with like, I think it started with a few names that I had started with like MD Visuals, which was my initials, and then 10th Blessing, which kind of like that name was just the number 10 for his day of birth, but Blessing as like, oh, I'm blessed to have him. So that was cool. But then I changed it to 10th Media, and that wasn't like, it wasn't catching. And then I had it as 1050 Films on my IG. So that's what people knew me by 1050 Films. But then some of my friends started calling me 1050, and I was like, oh, that's catchy. So I took off Films, kept 1050, and that's how I kept it. But I always knew that this was something that like I wanted to do for my son. So like I could like, from the moment I knew that that was gonna be like my name, I already knew like I want to see it on a building, like 1050 Films or just 1050 in general, and people would know that like this was all like for him. So it's all for him.
And by the way, I have to say this on camera because, you know, everybody that's close to me that I care and adore, I'm really on them for drinking water. So I have a gallon not pictured in this photo or this video here you'll see. I've drunk about a gallon and a half of water today. How much water did you drink today, Marvin?
2 water bottles.
That's not good. Y'all get on him, get in the comments and tell his ass to drink some water. I'm on him, his son. He needs to drink water, but he be down to drink some fucking Hennessy though. He be down to drink some Bella and some Trulies and some.
I don't even drink Trulies.
What's the other gay shit he be drinking? What's that shit? You know what I'm talking about?
I don't drink anything besides
the White Claws.
I don't drink White Claws. I drink Hennessy, Belaire, wine, different champagne. That's about it.
You ain't hear him say water one time. Tag him and make him get on him about drinking some more fucking water, man. But anyway, like, so okay, let's skip a little bit ahead, like into your life. You talked about your son now. Like, what was it that like gave you like a direct like inspiration to be like, I found my passion. And now I want to go forward and like do this full time. Cause like a lot of people are comfortable with knowing something's going to be on time and direct, like a job. To me, a job is like, it's direct. It's a comfort thing. But it's like on the flip side, I was a salary restaurant manager. They telling me I'm working 60 hours a week. I'm making, 70,000 at 23, 24, but I'm working 80 hours a week, 90 hours a week, 100 hours a week, and I ain't getting paid for it. So what made you make that leap and go and say, you know what, I'm going to do this full time. I'm not going to do no, extra side or have no job. Like, what made you make this like, this is how I'm going to make a living?
So when I had started doing my videos, one of the first jobs that I ever got paid for was a baptism video for my cousin's cousin.
Hallelujah.
And that was $100 for about like 6 hours of work. And I was like, to me, I was like, that's a lot of money for this. And it was like an awakening. I was like, I could really make money off of this. I never really thought I could make money off of this, because at that time I was just filming like house parties and stuff. So I was like, no one's gonna pay for this. But that was also the direction I was going in. I was like, I'll film house parties, I'll film like car videos, because I was part of like the little car scene back then. But I was charging like $30 an hour. Like, I was like, all right, well, let's just see what happens. But as time kept going, like I had like a 9 to 5 or like a part time, and then I would do the video stuff on my own, just learning the cameras and all that. But I started seeing that people started liking my work and started hitting me up to do videos. So at one point, by the time I got the last job I had was working for Lyft, and I used to work for Lyft because they had this program where they gave me a car, and all I had to do was work to pay off that car for the week, and I could use it for my own like needs afterwards. And I didn't have a car, so I was like, oh, I could use this car to get to my shoots and all of that. And then I started noticing that work started picking up more, and I was like, oh, I can't even drive anymore to work for Lyft because I'm just too busy doing the videos now. So then I was like, you know what, I'm gonna just return the car and just focus on the videos. And then that's when I made the call to just return the car, quit the job, stick to the videos. And I was lifting to jobs. So I was even charging. I was like, oh, there's like I don't know if I said it like this, but I was like telling them, oh, this is what it costs, and then this one fee for travel fee or something. And people were paying it. People were paying me to take a lift to them because they just wanted me to shoot their videos. So that's how I was like, oh, I could really make a living off of this. And ever since then, I think I just been doing videos forever now because I started seeing that as I got better, I could charge more and people would respect the prices. So now I was like, oh, if I could do a job that pays half my rent, then that's all I got to do. And then I was like, yeah, this is it.
Shout out to all the entrepreneurs getting to it, even in the store. We can take a sip to that. Cheers to that. To all the entrepreneurs out here grinding, struggling or no struggling, you know, finessing, however you getting your paper. I respect the hustle. Big time, man. Even if you were doing a 9 to 5, like I respect it. Go get to the motherfucking bag, you feel me? Do what you got to do for you and yours. So that sound like that's taking us around the era or the time frame where I come into the picture. Like, tell everybody kind of like how we met and how it's been and like just everything, I guess.
So it's crazy because me and Vontae met through my boy T-Reg Studio. He hit me one day, I believe. Either T-Reg or Vontae hit me and was like, oh, I need you to come to the studio and shoot like some behind the scenes, like cook up a quick little video. I was like, for sure. So that was the first time I met him. He was working on music. Was that the time that Cheyenne was there? Or that was a different time, the first time we did? Because it was Cheyenne.
I can't recall. It's been so long.
Yeah, so I don't remember. But, you know, we were in there one time, if not that first time. But then the second time we had Cheyenne, the homie Blanco, and I forgot who else was in there.
That felt like 10 years ago.
It feels like forever. So then he kept hitting me up to come to like the studio, keep shooting. And then we just kept working after that. Like, it's crazy because out of everyone that I've worked with, you are the only one that actually has taken me out of the state like multiple times. Like, I've been to Chicago probably like 8 or 9 times. How many times? You probably know.
So I would say at least 5 times.
Oh,
sure.
5
yeah,
or 6 or so?
At least 5 or 6 times.
Yeah.
We've been to Utah.
Yeah, we've been to Utah, Nevada.
We go to Vegas, yeah.
Yeah.
We going to New Orleans. We going to fucking...
New York, Paris.
Yeah.
I'm taking him to Guatemala and Peru. Yeah. So the fact that he was I think the first time he told me, he was like, oh yeah, I need you to come to Chicago, do like a behind the scenes, like I'm gonna be in the studio, and pretty much that's it, like cooking up in the studio, working with other artists in Chicago in the studio, meeting other people. So I even have like homies and cool peoples in Chicago now that like know me, and they even have came over here to work with me. But like it's been an adventure of just like, I don't think if I ever met you at that time, or maybe let's say you never even liked my video that I did that time, like none of that would have ever happened. We wouldn't even be here probably.
Man, shout out to Vic. Vic, you know, like I tell everybody, like me and Vic go back like shit, 10 years. It feel like me and Vic had college. We had English, I think 200 or 201 together at SIU, and Vic knew I ain't gonna say I was out of pocket, but Vic knew I was like, I'm in a place where it's like, I just ended like my football career. My school, I was at a JUCO. They like kind of shut the program down due to budgeting and shit like that. Like I wasn't no scrub. Like my high school, I set the sack record, so it wasn't like I was no bum. But I fucked up my knees too, putting on so much weight. When I get to SIU, Vic was like the first dude to like embrace me and like try to show me around and shit. So shout out to Vic. I believe that's definitely how we linked.
That's dope.
No, man, I'm just always been big on like, and this is about you, but you know, we having a conversation, so
yeah,
I'm just always big on like continuity and like growth and like developing with like an in-house team. So it's like, for those that don't know, you know, I bought him one of his cameras.
Oh
You
yeah.
know, I felt like on my end that was a smart investment because, you know, this video was sponsored by this camera that I bought. But, you know, I believed in him. And, you know, it's so much shit that I'm a visionary. Like, I see things like 10 years ahead of time. So I already know what I'm doing in the next 10 years. So, like, if you think I'm on a pause some music, I'm doing the podcast, ain't no music coming, you a fucking fool. You know, I'm going to just say it like that. Shout out to Baby Blue in the back with the little Snorlax going on right now. But, yeah, I just believed in him from the beginning when I met him. And, like, I've taken him to meet my mom. He's been in my mom's house multiple times. This my fucking brother, you know. Shit,
Yeah.
I lay a nigga down for him, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just how I'm coming, you feel me? And I just know where he going, like, I'm not even talking about just with, like, what we doing, but, like, I know what he's capable of, like, outside of what me and him got going on, you know what I'm saying? Like, side note, we working on a documentary that'll come out. It's gonna be harder than that Genius shit. And shout out to them, that shit was definitely dope as fuck. But, like, we taking y'all through some shit real time that I could make a movie out of my life in the past 5 years. And this motherfucker's gonna be shooting it.
Yeah.
Not at 10:30, 10 fucking 50. That's what time you gonna drop it. But anyway, like, talk to us about, like, I'm still a little, like, I don't even know if I know this, like, off camera. Like, talk to me how you got, like, in tune with, like, rap music or hip hop and, like, that type of thing. Like, who would you say was, like, I heard this and was like, or if it was like a videographer, like, I saw this guy do this video and I was like, I could do this shit. Like, who would that guy be?
The time that I started shooting, I think one of my first music video clients and friends too, shout out my boy Sick West and Mora Soul. They actually hired me one time to do a video for them, and it was like all black and white besides one color. So like if we were outdoors, only the green color would show. If we were like showing the sky, only the blue color would show, only the red color would show. And it was a pretty dope like music video. I think it's still on YouTube, but that was my like one of my first hip hop like rap videos, and that's kind of like what started me getting into that like genre. Because after that, I had another artist. He goes by Piffman. He actually like told me too, like, hey man, like one time I remember I think I was with my boy Adrian, 4 a.m. He had told me. We were driving and I was like, yo, this guy just hit me up to do a music video for him, but I don't even know who he is or anything. But he's all like, yo, how much do you charge? And I told him, and he was like, oh, say less, like, let's shoot a video. We're gonna have like, what is it called, a BMW i8 in it and some dancers and stuff, and it's gonna be dope. I was like, for sure. But I never really like have tapped into a music video to me at that time at that level. And he liked it so much, he hired me for like 3 or 2 more videos. Still working with my boy Sick too. And that's kind of like what started it all. Like after that, I just kept like, it all started with like posting that and other people seeing it. So if I were to start it with like reggaeton or like Spanish music, and Spanish artists saw that, they would have been like, oh, like let me get one like that too. But it never started like that. Like I'm Hispanic, I'm half Peruvian, half Guatemalan, and I haven't really tapped into like Spanish artists. So imagine I tap into like Spanish artists, like it'll be crazy. But yeah, like hip hop, rap, R&B, all of that has been like the genre that has always been like constantly messaging me, getting work done and all that. So I appreciate all of that for sure.
And for the record, I'm a little saucy already. He always talking all this, he could outdrink me, this, that, the third. And I've already refilled, y'all got it on video, I've already refilled my cup a couple of times.
You've only refilled it once. What are you talking about?
And he's over here babysitting because he got these little golden 007 frozen ice cube bullets in his cup, so he could keep fancy and whatnot over here.
I'm already dripping on me, man.
Yeah, I'm definitely saucy. I'm over here sweating, so I know the alcohol going. Look, like I said, this episode is titled "Blame It on the Henny." Blame it on the blue top. Got you feeling dizzy. Drunk in love.
I don't even feel nothing yet.
I've been drink. I haven't eaten, so I knew this was gonna be like a direct thing for me.
I ate right before you came. But you only got to drink half, and I'm gonna drink half.
So we already almost done. I drink to that.
Yeah.
So what I was really asking though was more so for like everything you said was dope, but I was more so asking for like okay, if there was a specific like video you might have saw, or if there was like a specific, and comparison is the thief of, everybody knows this already. And it's not that I'm trying to have you like compare anything, but it's like, for me, when I heard, I have multiple examples, but there's certain songs that I heard and I was like, I could do this shit. I could do this shit. You know what I'm saying? So what video did you see growing up and you was like, yeah, I could do this shit?
At the top of my head, I can't think of videos being my inspiration. It was more of the art being my inspiration. So like, if I know that there was one name that I could remember right now, a videographer that went by or goes by Red Sydney. He used to be, or is, I don't know anything about him anymore, but he used to be a videographer that was shooting music videos with, I believe, the same camera I did, and he upgraded at one point. I was like, oh man, I need to upgrade too. So I was kind of like always like, oh, let me try to like either get to his level or be at his level or something with my work. So seeing his videos and the artists, one time we shot a video with the artist Piffman and Riff Raff, and he shot the actual music video, but I shot the behind the scenes. And Piffman had a video with Soulja Boy at one point too. So it was like that guy was like the guy that I was basing off my work with. Like if I couldn't get it like his, then I was like, oh man, what am I doing wrong? Like for real. Like I was always looking at it like, nah, I could do something different. Like I got to learn more. But as far as music video goes, like I never really thought of it like videographer, directors and stuff. Like I never really like looked into, oh, who is this person? One thing I always did look at was like films. Like I always loved watching movies, right, with my family.
So what movie was it?
I don't know. There's a lot of movies that I saw back then.
Because side note, I went to school and I got a degree in journalism, but my minor was in cinematography. So I know a little bit about, I know what a white balance is. I know what an aspect ratio is. I know a little bit. You know what I'm saying? So, like, tell me a movie. Like, I've written essays on Inception.
Saving Private Ryan, Inception for sure, The Matrix.
The Matrix, dope.
Yep.
Always classic.
A lot of Adam Sandler and what's his name? Leonardo DiCaprio movies. Bunch of the Marvel movies, like the
He's
original.
He's for sure the coldest white boy, Leonardo.
Oh,
He's
yeah.
the coldest white boy.
I love him.
Did you see the new Adam Sandler on Netflix?
Yeah.
What'd you think?
I like it. I was talking to a friend of mine, Chrissy, and she was saying that that's one of her like top. It should be like one of the top like basketball movies.
Yeah, it was definitely dope. I was surprised. I didn't expect it to be that good.
Yeah.
Like, the storyline, the build up, the climax, like the plot, everything was like totally on point. And
Yeah.
it was just like it made sense.
Yeah.
So shout out to Adam Sandler, man. My favorite Adam Sandler movie is Big. You never seen that?
Big is the one with which one's that one? How does that one go?
He got the kid.
Oh yeah.
They running around. They do like the catch up and shit.
Yeah. Nah, all of those movies.
All right, so you got me over here drunk or whatever. So we gotta start getting to some drunk conversations.
I don't even feel nothing yet. Hold on.
That's cause he's a drunkie. I'm a smoker. It don't take much for me. A little bit of oil get me going. So, don't think cause I'm got this little weight on me. Hey, that little oil get to me cause I don't drink like that. I drink once a month, twice a month. But I'm smoking damn near every day.
I drink probably almost every other day.
See what I'm saying? But you still ain't heard him say nothing about drinking water. Again, add him in the comments at 1050. Tell him to drink some more water. That's probably the promo clip right there. Drink more water, nigga. Alright, but anyway, like tell us something outside of like, your video stuff. Like what else are you into? Like what other hobbies do you have? Like no. We ain't gonna go there yet. Again, I want to get back to the, because this is a special episode. He don't get on camera. I don't think y'all ever seen him on camera.
I'm always behind the camera.
He's always behind the camera. So you got to start telling us some drunk. This probably going to be the longest episode.
You know what's crazy? Hold on. Before I say that, it's like, since no one's working the cameras and I kind of already set them up, I'm thinking of like the audio. I'm thinking of all this stuff. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, you've been looking at that monitor when you're talking, huh?
Is that bad?
Yeah, you're supposed to look at the lens.
Hey,
See, so I'm thinking about it, but I don't want to interrupt. But this is a good point. Like I'm still working in my head because this is what I do.
This is good for an upcoming cinematographer. But this is what happens when he get me drunk. When I ain't drunk, you know, I might have to go on a smoke break a little later to calm my nerves, but I'll be alright.
All right, what's the question?
But again, I was saying you gotta like tell me some drunk stories. Like tell me something about like, do you have like a weird like Vegas? What was that movie I'm thinking of?
Hangover?
Like a hangover moment or something like that.
The only one that I could think of and I could always bring up is a time when my mom had left to Guatemala and my dad was working, but I had the house to myself. And he used to get home like at 2 a.m. So I was like, you know what, after school, I think this was around high school too. I was like, I'm gonna have a little kickback at my house, bring the homies over and the friends and stuff. So we had a kickback. At that time, we were drinking Four Locos and Mad Dogs.
Everybody got a Four Locos.
So you already know it's bad. So me being the person I was at that time, because I used to drink beer too, but I don't drink beer no more. But I was like, all right, I'll kill this Four Loko, bam. And then we had Mad Dogs, all right, I'm gonna drink a little more, bam. And then I was like, let me drink a half on another Four Loko, so bam. When all of that happened, we were playing beer pong and everything, and out of nowhere, I kind of just probably blacked out. I remember I woke up on the couch and I was like, what the fuck is going on? The homies were around. Everyone's like chilling and stuff. And luckily, like I trusted all my friends at that time. So, you know, it wasn't going to be anything crazy. But close my eyes again. I wake up and I'm in the shower. And the homie is like showering me saying supposedly like I was with my clothes on and everything. Like supposedly that was supposed to make me sober up. So I was in there like getting wet. I was like, oh, fuck no.
Oh, it's June. We finding out. Now this episode might not come out till July, but y'all know it's Pride Month. We might be finding something out about Mr. Dwayne is here. Again, no disrespect to nobody. You know, Leo life respectfully, but this sounds like a coming out the closet moment right now.
Nah. So all right, so I wake up and I'm like, what the fuck? Like, and he's like, nah, bro, you gotta sober up. Like the water's gonna sober you up. I was like, oh nah, man. Wake up again, I'm back on the couch, but now half the homies are gone. And I had, actually, shout out to my homie Ozzy, his brother was there. And I believe Ozzy was there, or probably just his brother. Yeah, so then he's telling me like, yo, bro, like all the homies left already. Like you've been like in and out, like you good? And I'm like, bro, I don't know what the fuck is going on. And then he helped clean up. He said, all right, man, well, I gotta go. I was like, for sure. So he dipped. I closed my eyes again. Wake up, I'm outside in the backyard. Throwing up and shit. I don't know how the fuck. Like, it was just like blink of an eye. I was somewhere else. I wake up again.
What the hell did you drink?
Four Locos and Mad Dogs.
And you was throwing up?
It was bad.
Oh, you a pussy.
It was bad. You drink that and see what happens.
Bro, everybody got a Four Loco story.
You have a Mad Dog story?
That's that MD-40 or whatever.
MD 2020?
Yeah, man. Get out of here, man.
Anyways, so I wake up finally the last time and my dad pulls up. He's coming home from work. I remember before the homie Jerry, Ozzy's brother, left, he was like, yo, like it kind of smells like alcohol in here, but I tried to clean up as best as I could. I was like, for sure. So now my dad pulls up. It's kind of like clean already. Like he knew I had friends over, I guess, but he wasn't really tripping. But I could just think of, okay, like I'm underage, I believe, or something, and he knows that I was drinking. But he was like, you good? Because I look like shit. And I was like, nah, I remember this. I said, I had like some bad milk at school or something. Like my stomach has been hurting. I've been throwing up. It's like, oh, all right, let's get you upstairs. So he got me upstairs, knocked out the next day. Like the floors are being mopped by him and stuff. But he never questioned me about alcohol. He never said anything about it. He just let it be. I guess to him, it was like, I'm home, I'm safe, like everything's good. And it was all like a learning experience because I never did that shit again. But that's how he took it. So that's one of my craziest like drunk stories for sure.
Let me see. What would be my craziest drunk story? Okay. Vic had texted me one year. You know, Vic a Kappa. So they had a party at a Kappa house, right? Free my nigga Goose. You know, I'm always with the thugs and the gangsters. So I just remember, like, I think we was drinking Camarina. So they had, like, this brick wall, like, outside the Kappa house at SIU. And I remember like climbing up this wall, like sitting, just drinking. And this is what I be trying to tell him, like when I was young and I ain't get no fuck, bro, I'll drink anybody. But now it's like, I'm not fucking with
it's excuses like to me. It's excuses, that's why.
That's cute, but anyway. So I just remember this one particular night, I'm drinking like a motherfucker. off the Camarina, you know, the knockoff Patron. Camarina is cheaper.
Never had it.
You should definitely fuck with it one time. Trust me.
I don't drink.
No, you should fuck with it. I'm telling you, I know what Camarina did to me, so I can imagine what Camarina do to you. So, I think this is my senior year of college. I can't remember. So me and my nigga Goots, you know, me and Goots was wild and whatever. We was out, you know, smashing on the bitches, whatever. You know, that's how I go. But this particular night, I just remember staying on this wall the whole time, like sitting down, like drunk as hell. So we get to my crib. We stayed at, I want to say it was called 12 Oaks. I remember it was on Grand. Like if I go to Carbondale right now, I know how to get there. I just don't remember the name of it. So I had a 95 Camaro at the time, a T-top. I used to drive that car standing, like when I used to ride down Grand, past like the Papa John's, past the dorms. I used to be in that car standing up. And I used to break up McAllister's. I get out the car, or I get off work, I get in the car. I'm standing up in the car, driving around, keeping the scene, people, where all the bitches at. So this one particular day, we at the Kappa house. I get back to the crib. The tow man come and like, yo, I know you live here. Why you parked in the visitor parking?
Oh, I think you did tell me this.
Yeah. Why you parked in the visitor parking? So I'm drunk. I'm not even giving no fuck. I'm like, man, you know what I'm saying? Man, fuck all that bullshit. So I leave my car in the visitor parking. He's like, you know, I'm going to tow you if you leave. Woo, you know what I'm saying? So I'm like, I'm drunk. I ain't really trying to hear that shit. So I go in the crib. Folks come out and tow the car, right? Me and Goose chasing this motherfucker all through the parking lot. I swear to God. We chasing him through the parking lot. Trying to fight this man. This man called the police on us. All I remember was we chasing this man and like, I don't know because I didn't see it, but I remember Goose yelling out, oh, shorty, he got a pole, he got a pole, he got a pole. So we thought he was finna shoot. You know what I'm saying? So, man, moral of the story, like we chased this man down. He had the car already hooked up to the tow truck. And we got the car off the tow truck.
Oh, shit.
And yeah, we got it off. And it was just like crazy because like that night was like probably like the pivotal when I was like, alright. You know how motherfuckers be like, I'm done drinking. Yeah. I ain't drinking no more. That was that moment for me.
That's crazy.
I'm like, yeah, I ain't fucking around no more. And yeah, like when I was in college, I was wild, man. I got stories for days when I was in college. I was wild, but it's like now, like I said, I'm like smoking because it calmed me down and like I'm not super like extra. Like if you catch me drunk, like and I'm at a club and it's, you know, it's some things in there. Like I'm a fucking dance, then that's not what I do at all. I don't have no rhythm.
I've never seen him dance.
That's what I'm saying. I ain't never been drunk in the right function. You be taking me to the parties with all the Mexicans and shit.
I'm Hispanic, bro.
Like what the fuck? Like,
I don't even know where else to go.
Take me around some motherfuckers that look like me. You know, so I'm like a motherfucking fool. But anyway, we talked about your name. We talked about your upbringing. Tell us about some of your like favorite like artists, like outside of like okay, I know where I want to go. If you could do a video for one artist right now that's alive, who would it be?
A video for one artist that's alive? That's a good question. Top of my list for sure has been always Dom.
Shout out to Dom.
Yeah.
Up here a couple times.
I fuck with Freddie Gibbs a lot. I've seen his videos and I feel like every time I look at a music video, it's crazy because if it's like a lot of crazy production, then it's like, okay, I get it. You know, they got the crane, they got the team, but then you got like other artists that I've seen their videos and it's like, oh, it's just a man in the camera, you know? Shout out to Tavo Laron. He actually is a crazy videographer. He's done so many videos for like Blue Bloods and Lil Yachty has been in them and all that. But like, he's just like me, you know. He pulls up with his camera, pulls up with a stabilizer, pulls up with a tripod or whatever, maybe some lights and stuff like that. Does something crazy, you know. So when I see videos that have that same feeling, where it's like, okay, it's just a camera and a man, but it's not. It's a whole team. It's like I could have done this, you know. So I always look at it like that, like, oh, like I need to do a video for this guy. So like Freddie Gibbs for sure, like he shot some videos where like it's just him and a guy or whatever, or him and some people's in some car or whatever, and then I'm looking at the angles of how it's been shot, the camera motions is like I could do this too, you know. So like if they ever gave me a shot, like whether it be with a treatment or without a treatment, just like some fly shit, then I know that I could do it. So it's like Freddie Gibbs, Dom Kennedy, who else? Damn. Oh,
Shout out to Gibbs. I know he fucking with my nigga White Life. Shout out to White Life. Shout out to Gibbs.
I fuck with like Tory Lanez and Giveon. Their videos and shit are hard for sure. I like their videos, and I'm in.
That's a downgrade, you know it.
I like that shit. It's really dope. The cinematics.
I'm drunk.
I don't even feel nothing yet.
See, he don't drink nothing but alcohol.
The
He took 2 water bottles today.
The cinematics in every video, like what's his name? Kendrick Lamar's cousin.
Baby King.
Yeah, Baby Keem. Like his videos, there's one video that he has, I forgot what it's called, but it's like he's riding in the desert, and then there's like helicopter beam on him, and it's like picturing him in a neighborhood going through like the hood, but it's only in the desert. So you see the helicopter, you feeling it? I don't feel shit.
Bro, it ate since like 1 o'clock, bro. It's like, what time is it right now?
I don't know.
Bro, it's 11:20. So I ain't ate in like almost 12 hours.
Oh yeah, for sure. You felt it probably out the first cup.
I'm lit. I ain't even gonna blame it on the goose. Blame it on the Henny. Got you. Yeah, man. This is why I don't drink.
But yeah, I want to shoot shit for like Lil Yachty. I know he's, he has some crazy shit like in the studio or like just riding around in a crazy car. Like I know I could do this shit. Brew Blux. Who else? What's his name? Duke Deuce, like Blast for sure, like the homie Cash. Like I have certain people's in my contacts. I just haven't in my phone. I just haven't had that chance to really be like, yo, I could do a video for you, you know?
So like tell me some of your like favorite like artists that's out right now. And this don't include me in it.
Favorite artists, like music listening to?
Yeah.
My playlist is kind of like, it's a lot of LA shit.
Such as?
For sure, I got Blast on there. I got the homie Monty Coolin. I got Cash. I got
Shout out to Carson Cash.
Blue Bloods. I listen to, like I said, Duke Deuce. Who else is on there? I could actually tell you right now.
He bringing back that like Lil Jon type of.
Bro, Duke Deuce is crazy, bro. Like his shit is crazy, for sure. The last shit I listened to Rucci. I listened to Rucci's recent album too. That shit is crazy. I like that.
Shout out my nigga Baby Blue, wanted to get him some camera time. Yeah, we talking about you.
Who else?
What's up, my dog?
See, Marvin Station. What do I have on here? I got King Von. I got Young Dolph and Key Glock. Shout out to them. I got 21 Savage, Juicy J, Kanye West, Baby Keem, ASAP Rocky, Larry June. Shout out Larry June.
Shout out to that nigga June.
I gotta do some shit for him too. Some Dom Kennedy. I got Too Short on here.
Shout out to Ace, because he said my video is the favorite video he's done, so we need to do some new shit soon.
Draco the Ruler. Shout out him too.
God bless the dead. Allah bless the dead.
Yeah, man. It's a mix of everything. I listen to a lot of shit. I like my the way that my routine is I wake up. If I don't got no shoots, I know I got edits. So I get on the computer, I go on YouTube, and the first thing I do is look at the newest music videos.
My nigga some Hennessy.
No, you're not. The first thing I do is go on YouTube and listen to the newest music videos and newest music out. So I'm always looking at new stuff. Yeah.
What would you say like keeps you going? Like, what is it that like? Yeah, what is it that like inspires you to be like, fuck that, I'ma level up?
My son.
Why?
Because one, the other reason I didn't choose this career path only because, well, actually, all right, put it like this. I chose this career path because I love that I get to be in different worlds. You know?
In what way?
So like I could be in Chicago with you and in the trenches, and me being a person from over here, like that's like I would never probably like be there unless it would be for work. Like I don't have no friends out there, I don't know people out there, but I'm there because of you, right?
We definitely be in the motherfucking trenches. That's a fucking fact.
So
you
like
know I stay strapped in that motherfucker.
so like all right, bam, so I'm there and that's like my temporary world at that moment. And then the next day I come back home or whatever, I'm doing a wedding. Like that's a whole nother world.
Balance.
Yeah, it's crazy. And then the next day I'm doing a cooking show. Like it's been crazy. Like everything, I've done videos for jewelry, I've done videos for lookbooks, for clothes,
All right, come on, nigga.
promos. Like I've done a lot of stuff. So every time I get into a new world, it's like it's a new experience. I did a video for V Live for like a whole week. You know V Live?
I remember that, the strip club.
Yeah, so I was there for a whole week just shooting like the lifestyle of a stripper and like what they do and the artist that was there. We had the baby there. We had Moneybag Yo. Who else was there? Key Glock pulled up, Young Dolph pulled up. Like it was crazy. So it's like me, it's like damn, this shit's insane. Just getting to see like the strippers got down, like it's so crazy. Like it's like a world of its own. So then that was one of the things. But the other reason I wanted to do this also was because I knew that I could be with my son more. You know, I don't have to work on a schedule. If
I got a story about Moneybag Yo and Black Youngster.
I fuck with Black Youngster too.
So remember that video when Black Youngster in the gas station? He like, and look at him being on camera and shit. Shout out to Blue getting all this damn fur on me and shit. Remember that video when Black Youngster was like at the gas station? He was at the Texaco on the gas station acting a fool and shit.
I think so.
So
yeah.
So I was literally walking out when he came. When fucking I want to say this was 2016 or 17. I can't remember the exact year. But we were standing at the A-Loft. Moneybag was next door to me. And when
next door what? House or room?
Like in the hotel. He was next door to me. So when I look back and see what he's doing now, I be like, it's dope. Man, my favorite song for his is for sure Time Today. Like, just look at my wrist, I got time today. You know what I'm saying? I'm crossing the line today. Like, that's my shit. It was just dope. Like, South by Southwest, like seeing like all these dudes, like, and I'm taking myself out of like MC mode because I'm an MC before anything. I don't designate me as no rapper. It's a difference. I'm an MC. I master the crowd. You know, a lot of these niggas, no disrespect. A lot of these niggas make good music, but they don't put on the show. You know what I'm saying? Like I feel like I could put on the show. And Moneybag was real cool. You know what I'm saying? Like. Youngster was real cool. Like shout out to them niggas and like I'm proud to see where they at now. Like seeing their development always allows me to be like, it's a space for me. You know what I'm saying? Because it was like I was in the same space as them at one time. Like however you want to slice it. Like I'm standing in the hotel right next door to a motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? So, and I'm gonna segue to that like, because obviously you know we almost done with the Hennessy bottle. So I know you like happily in love and all right now. Like, yeah, we going now. Tell us about your love interest or your love like for my sister. Victoria Grande. Shout out to her, Beauty Moon Lashes.
Oh yeah, Beauty Moon Lashes, ladies. If you're watching this and you need to get your lashes checked.
That's a real nigga right there.
Go to my girl.
Yeah, that's a real nigga right there.
I got her business cards in my car. I got them in my wallet because I told her to, like, whenever I have a shoot, I be shooting shoots for, like I said, the strippers, the models, the makeup artists, the hairstylists, like, everybody. And I'm always, like, when I pull up to a shoot and I know I'm shooting with women, like, always formal and shit, but I always, at the end of the shoot, like, after everything being all cool, I'm like, oh, like, here's my girl's lashes. Like, hit her up.
Real nigga. So, like, again, like, tell us how you, like, Let's take a little segue because obviously I already told y'all I'm bringing her on next. That's his bae. That's his wifey. So like, tell us how kind of like y'all met. Like, let's talk. Let's segue from music and talk about love a little bit.
Oh, that's how you feel it right now.
Hey, drunk in love.
So it's crazy because the way that me and my girl met was, I worked with her.
At T-Mobile, right?
No, T-Mobile.
Wow.
She worked at T-Mobile.
I know she worked at T-Mobile.
At Pollo Loco.
Okay.
At the time I was working at Pollo
Chicken.
At the time I was working at Pollo Loco, I was also working at Pollo Inca. Shout out Pollo Inca.
Definitely shout out to Pollo Inca.
I put them on.
Go try Pollo Inca. That shit is gas.
Yeah.
No cap.
Yeah, so I was working 2 jobs. I would go from Pollo Inca from like 11 a.m. to 4 or 5 p.m. and then I'll take a bus, go straight to the Pollo Loco from like 6 p.m. to like 1 a.m. That was my schedule. And I was working with her, and it's crazy because I never really talked to her. You know, I had my son barely born, and I had baby moms at the time. So I was like, okay, like, I'm not going to be disrespectful talking to like, you know, my coworkers and shit. Just keep it like all business and all work and stuff. So I remember like certain like bits and pieces of like how we would talk, like joking around with all friends and stuff and all coworkers, but nothing ever more than that. I never even had her number. I didn't have her Instagram. I didn't have nothing. I just worked with her and that was it. So then I leave Pollo Loco. I guess she stayed. I don't know. I think I left. But yeah, so I leave. My life continues, and then I believe between 5 and 8 years later, we meet again.
Reconnect.
Yeah, we reconnect.
Okay.
We reconnected because I saw a story post from somebody I was following, and then I clicked on. It was like, I think what she had posted was her lashes done, and then I had clicked on that lashes page for some reason, and I started looking at all the work that she had going on, and then I saw in her bio her main IG was there, so I was like, oh, let me click on that. So then I clicked on it and I was like, I know this girl. Like, I don't know where I know this girl, but I know this girl. And I started thinking about it. I was like, where do I know her from? And I was like, oh shit, I worked with her like a long time ago. Like, we're talking about years ago.
The interest rate started going through the roof. Tell me more.
So then I was like, I gotta hit her up. I was like, let me message her, but what do I say? So I was like, the first thing I said was, you know, straight off the bat, like, oh, correct me if I'm wrong, but did we work together a few years ago? And then she said, yeah, we did. I actually kind of remember you. And I was like, oh.
Oh, so she was interested in you too. Okay, tell me more.
I don't know, but so, all right. So, yeah, so she said that. And then I said, okay, yeah, I do remember you. We used to work together. And I told her about, like, a certain story that I said. So, I was a bad employee, bro. I worked at Pollo Loco, and this is the story that she remembers, too, because she was next to me when I did it. But at Pollo Loco, this one customer came in and was like, I was at the cashier at this time, but I used to work all different positions. But then she was like, what? She was looking at the menu and she was like, what do you recommend? I straight up said, I don't know, I don't eat here. Because I don't eat fast food like crazy. So I was like, I don't eat here. Like, if anything, I get the chips and guac or something, or that's about it. And she was like, okay, like, do you recommend anything? I was like, I don't eat here. And then she said, okay, what's in number 6? It was a burrito. And then I don't know this shit. Like, I'm supposed to know this shit, but I told the cook, I was like, hey, whoever the cook's name was, I was like, what's in the burrito of number 6? And she screamed it out across, and it was so bad. But, like, my manager heard that shit, and she was like, you can't be doing that, blah, 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 blah. So then, anyways, that all led to, like, me quitting. But she remembered that story, and that's how we met. That's how, like, how...
Y'all reconnected.
Yeah. So then it led to, like, okay, like, I want to take you out on a date, you know? But... she left me on red. She left me on red a couple times, you know?
Damn, sister, you left my nigga on red?
I know, she hears this too.
Victoria, bring your ass out here. Right now. You left my nigga on red?
But yeah, no, so she left me on red, so I was like, alright, well, I guess it's like, you know, it's not happening or whatever. But then she started replying, and we started talking about, like, alright, what are your favorite foods, you know? Like, I love food, bro. Like, love food.
That's the way to a man's heart and a woman's heart. Everybody like to eat.
Yeah, so I told her, I was like, oh, have you ever tried Thai food? She said, I never had it. So I was like, all right, like, I'm going to take you out to eat. Like, let's go eat. And then I remember one time she had bought some Jordans. I think it was the Mochas. I think it was the Mochas. and then I bought the same shoes so that we could wear it together.
Aw, puppy love.
So I wear it that day when we went on the date, but she didn't wear it. I was like, all right, whatever, like it is, all right, cool. So then we go on this date, right? I take her to this Thai restaurant next to T-Rex Studio. I was like, that shit was fire. So I was like, all right, let me take her there. And she never had this. So I was like, let me just order like everything. I ordered like 4 or 5 plates. I was like, you're gonna try this shit and you're gonna tell me what you like. If you don't like it, at least you tried it. She liked it, right? So then bam, so that she was like, oh, this was amazing. We started talking after that. I started going over. She started inviting me over and stuff like that. So it was cool. And then it's crazy now because now years later she hates Thai food. She don't like it at all. And that was like that was our first date. Yeah. Every time I say let's eat Thai food, she always says no.
So what would you say, or what would be your piece of advice to young men that's like on the chick bumper? That's like, I'm not saying trying to prove they self, but like they see potential in a woman. Like, what would be your advice to a young man or, you know, a young nigga that's on a chick bumper trying to get her, you know, trying to impress her, trying to show them the lifestyle? Like, what would you say?
Off the bat, be yourself. But if you know that yourself is too much, probably notch it down. You know, some people are way like, oh, I got this, I got that. Like, nobody gives a fuck about that, you know?
True.
Like, just be yourself. Like, show your interests, show your passions, show that you're like, you know, like you want to be better or do better. And even if you are already better, like, you know, you always know that someone's gonna like help you be better.
So, and I'm piggybacking, or I'm segueing to shout out to my brother Julian. That's like my godson right there. I'm piggybacking to that. Like, talk to us about how like you guys are juggling, like having your own kids outside of y'all relationship. Like, how does that work? How does that make the household feel? Like the vibe. Like, what is that like? Talk to us, because in a way, that's like a common thing now. Like, you don't meet too many couples that don't come with their own kid outside of the, you know, respective relationship.
Yeah.
Talk to us and tell us how that's been working out for you.
It's been working out good, and the crazy part is that I didn't introduce my kid to her until probably like 6 or 7 months of us dating.
That. I remember you asking, like, you think it's too soon?
Yeah, because I've always been a person that like if I'm gonna really introduce my kid to you, then this has to be something, you know?
Yeah.
Like, it definitely has to mean something, because I never wanted my son to see me dating or being interested in somebody, and then all of a sudden that person's gone and he's gonna question me, you know? So it's like, oh, like,
where's Molly?
Like, where is this? Where is that? Like, how come we don't, like, nah, I never wanted any of that. So my son never really met anybody I ever talked to. So I was like, all right, with her, I wanted to make sure, like, it was the right move to make. And I actually met her daughter first before she met my son. And her daughter wanted to meet me. Like, she always talked about me to her daughter.
These kids be knowing, man. These
for
kids smart as hell. They smart.
Yeah, she was like, oh, who's that guy? Or is that guy coming to pick you up again or something? You know, she, especially my daughter Penelope now, like, she was always like, oh, like, I want to know who that is or stuff like that. And she was always interested. My girl always told me, like, oh, she was always interested to meet me. But I was just like, oh, I told her, I was like, oh, let's wait a little more. Just because I wanted to make sure, you know?
Yeah.
Make sure that this wasn't
like clarity.
Yeah, this wasn't something that we were just gonna like, oh, like a good time or whatever, and that's it, you know. So I wanted her to feel like it was right, and I wanted to feel like it was right. So one time I went to go pick her up or drop off something, and her daughter is like, I want to see him, and she comes out and she texts me. My girl texts me, she's like, is it fine if my daughter meets you? I'm like, oh, for sure, like it's cool, you know.
This the first time you meet Penelope?
Yeah. Okay. So she comes out and she's hella shy. She couldn't even look at me. She's over here like didn't want to shake my hand or say hi to me. And my girl, the whole time we've been talking is like, oh, she wants to meet you. But now that she's meeting me, she don't know what to say or what to do.
She just got froze in a moment.
Yeah.
That's all.
So I was like, okay, well, you know, nice to meet you. And then talking to her, whatever. And she's like the sweetest and everything. But my son, I know my son is very like, my son's the opposite. My son would never question me like, where was I going? Why am I working late? Who am I gonna go see, or who am I talking to? See, my daughter Penelope, she reads. She'd be like, oh, who are you texting? Or who's that name? Or, you know, like she'd be seeing my name and Like, I remember my girl would tell me she was
She
texting
knows
me.
it.
And she knows, she knows that she was texting me. But my son don't give a fuck if I'm texting at 1 in the morning. He's in his own world. So, like, he would never question me until one time I told him, like, hey, you know what? Like, I'm talking to somebody and I want you to meet her.
Shout out to Julian and Penelope one time. They're my god kids.
Yeah, man, for sure. And then, so then I introduced her to him, but I told her, I was like, don't be afraid of Julian because Julian's very cold-hearted. Julian is the type of person that, like, one, he'll be shy around you for the first time. And the second time or third or fourth, he'll be, like, all, like, lovey-dovey. But then he'll be cold-hearted. He'll be like, oh, like let's say you met him the first time, right? He'll be like, hi. Second, third, or fourth, he'll probably be the same. But then the fifth, he'll be like, oh, what's up, you know? Mm-hmm. But then maybe like the seventh or eighth time of already knowing him, he'll be like, what's up? Like, he'll be just like, And people will think, like, people that don't know him or could kind of think like how a kid thinks, multiple type of kids, will be like, oh, this kid don't like me. And I told my girl that, I was like, it's not that my kid don't like you, it's just that that's how he is. And my girl is very sensitive, so she would always be like, oh, like, he don't like me now, like, I don't know what I did wrong. Like, I was like, you didn't do nothing, it's just how he is. And then she started seeing the pattern of him being, like, down and him being, like, overexcited.
I don't remember that phase,
you know?
That was going on.
Yeah. So then she'll be like, oh, I already know, like, if he ain't feeling it, he ain't feeling it, but I know that it's just like a pattern now. So she already sees it, she understands it, but other people won't understand it unless they, like, really experience it. So yeah, it's been crazy with the kids, but everything's been working out. You know, my kids my son loves Victoria a lot. He understands the situation, he knows how everything is, and everything's been working out.
But I wanted to ask, like, what do you see yourself, like, ultimately? Like, what's the end goal? Like, where are you taking 1050?
That's a good question, because I actually I answered this not so long ago to my girl, and I was like, a lot of people always ask me, where do I want to be, and what do I want to do with my life, right? Mm-hmm. I always look at it like this, like, I'm 27 years old. I tell people I'm 24, 23, you know, like, I look young.
Lies.
Yeah. Like, this skin, you know, I got no wrinkles like that.
Hey, one camera look a little shinier than the other one. You know, you want to check that for Botox.
I know how to take this into After Effects to make me even look, you know, younger, but nah, just kidding. But yeah.
No, he do.
No, but I tell people, like, I'm 27 years old, you know, I'm doing in-studio shit. I'm in the studio with you. I'm in the studio with young people. I'm in the studio with older people. Like, everyone's giving me game, or I'm giving game to people. But I don't always see myself doing this shit. Like, I love doing it. I love being in the studio. I love doing music videos. I love doing baptisms and weddings and everything. But I don't see myself always being the guy to do that, because in the future, like, I'm gonna get to an age where just like, oh, they might look at me like, oh, this dude's hella old. Like, I don't want him in the studio with me. He's gonna kill the vibe or something, you know?
So what do you see yourself doing, like, as you age?
Yeah, so before was like, I guess I'm just gonna, for sure, this is part of my deal, which is to have a business. Mm-hmm. Shout out Nick, bro. Nick is the guy that he has a company called 1111, which I'm a part of. He has Envoy, which is live streaming, and all this other platform, which I'm also a part of, and all these other ventures as well. And he always puts me on game. You know, he always takes me on adventures, and he understands, like, where I come from and everything, and is always making me a part of everything. He has been the guy that has actually given me the insight of, like, I want to be kind of like him, which is.
So he would be one of your, like, inspirations.
For sure. Mentor, inspiration, everything, because I actually met him at T-Rex Studio too. He owns the studio where I met you.
This the guy that created, like, the Apple Watch?
The Apple TV or something like that.
Okay.
Yeah, or the iCloud, I think. And he created, like, iCloud for, like, Disney or some shit. Yeah, my man's is crazy, man. But yeah, so one time, real quick, I met him at T-Rex Studio because one time he came into the studio when I was working with a different artist, which is, shout out Nick Freeze. Nick Freeze, he had hired me to, like, do a video for him. And then he pops his head in and he sees me. And I'm over here with my tripod and camera, and he's like, he leaves. And I'm over here like, okay, you know? So I'm doing my work, but he comes back again a few minutes. He's like, hey, come over here. So I'm always like, fuck. Like, he don't want me to work here, or what is this? Like, I'm over here like, you know, like.
You niggas in trouble.
So I go out there and he's like, this your camera? He's like, I'm like, yeah. He's like, oh, this is all your gear. Like, what are you doing here? I'm like, yeah, I'm doing a video for the artist. He's like, oh, for sure. Like, you do videos and edit? I'm like, yeah. He's like, oh, for sure. Like, I got work for you. I was like, oh, say less. He's like, yeah,
Show me the money.
He was like, I own this studio. Like, I like, you know how to edit. What's your turnaround? All of that. I was like, yeah, I do this, and that. It was like, all right, I got take my number down. Blah blah blah. Ever since then, bro, always been working.
Money.
Always been working with him, bro. Like, it's crazy because what the point that I'm trying to make is that he took me one time, and this I'll never forget this. He took me one time to a Velasco event. I shot an event at Velasco, and he was there, but I didn't think he was gonna be there because he sends me to events, and he'll either like be there or not be there. But then he's over here in a section. He got bottles coming over. I'm over here working, and I'm over here thinking like, oh, he's gonna be in the crowd with me, and if I ever have a question, like I could go to him. But he hired me because he knows that I could take care of this job without having to ask him. He knows that I could like make the decision by myself because he trusts me that much.
Awareness.
Like I was like, oh, like
that's like I said, that ain't 10:30, that's 10:50.
Like he knows that like if I have a question, I could answer it myself, but he's gonna have a good time here watching me work and watching the show. He had bottles coming over. He had his friends in the section or whatever, and I'm looking at him like he's really like he's the guy that pieces the puzzle together, Like he's a front man. So like if somebody needs a job, he'll piece it together. He knows who to do it, who to get the job done, So I was like, I want to be that guy too, I want to be the guy that has the equipment. I have the lights, I have the cameras, multiple lights, multiple equipment. If somebody comes to me and is like, yo, I need some work, I want to do this and that, this is my skills, I want to be able to be like, you know what, I know I could send you because I know where to send you and I know what you could get done. I don't even have to be there, but I know you could get the job done, Bam, that means I'm making money and you're making money.
Networking.
Exactly. So
I'm listening to what you're saying, and how do you, like you said, you don't want to do videos forever. You don't want to do it because nobody wants to be in the same spot forever.
I didn't answer it. My bad. I didn't answer it. So yes, so my bad to cut you off. But so I do want to be in that position, but my main thing that I want to do is not only work for other artists or have other people work for other artists under me. I want to run the Flavors, like the Flavors channel that I have right now, which is live performances, and we're gonna get you back on there too.
We're gonna do one, baby. We're gonna bring some retro shit together.
Because we already did one, but it wasn't Flavors. It was just, the one that we did in the back of my house.
Yeah.
We're gonna do a better one. But yeah, so Flavors is like a live performance channel where like people come on, crazy location. It could be fucking in the hills. It could be in the mountains. It could be in the desert, wherever. And we have the equipment. We have the generator. We have the computer. We have the mic, the best mic to be outdoors. We have the cameras. We have everything. So that's like my main priority to make money off of and to like live off of and to like really invest into. Aside of that, I also want to do merch, like specific merch that either ties to everyone or just like maybe just music people or maybe just video people, but also artist people.
1050 films.
And the third thing,
you want to drink more water. Again, add him in the comments, add 1050.
What does that have to do with water?
To drink more water. I had a random thought in my mind, like, we need to get him to drink more water, man. Like,
okay, the third thing is a podcast. So I run your podcast, which is this now. I run Tyler Kimani's podcast, which is Eargasmic. I run Chrissy's podcast, which is Get Familiar. I run Tunde's podcast, which is Dab, Duce and Backwoods, and multiple other podcasts that I'm in the works with. So I noticed that a lot of people, I mean, it's been forever, but a lot of people listen to podcasts or visually watch it, right? So one thing that I want to do is I want to create a podcast with a nice setting, with all the camera, everything is taken care of. The audio is taken care of, the camera's taken care of, the editing is taken care of. I want to be the person that hires a host.
You want to be the overseer.
Yeah. I want to hire maybe like 3 hosts that they're going to talk about a topic that I want to bring into, but they could also be themselves. But I'm going to be the person be like, oh, tonight we have Blast on tonight, Tonight we have you on tonight, or or anybody on, but they'll be like, oh, say less. Like,
Okay, so I'm gonna interject. This is something that I've never done. There's any topic that you want to talk about right now, bring it to the forefront.
right now,
This could be like a question directed to me, or again, this is your episode. So
oh, okay.
if it's anything that you wanna,
if it's still going on, let me make sure that all of this is still recording. So damn, bro, this is a long ass podcast.
I told you this is gonna be the longest episode.
My question is, tell me your, how do I question this? Have you ever had, and if you have, what is your craziest shroom story? You said ask a question. I got my story, which is just an experience, but
Well, I already see. This is why I love getting Aquarius. I knew you was finna go there. I already know.
just come in a little more.
So
Scoot over.
Me and my ex was supposed to go to like bumper car, go-kart racing or something like that. And I was staying in like your mom's like RV at the time. And I did these shrooms this one particular day, and I just remember like everything like that was like behind me was like stormy, was like in time, like apocalyptic.
What do you mean
know what I'm
behind
saying?
you though? Because they gotta understand what you mean.
So like I was standing in a position to where like, everything east of LA was behind me and everything west of LA was like in front of me. And yeah, it was like wild. It was like, mind you, I'm on the trip. It's like tornadoes, hurricanes, all type of storms going on.
My man saw dragons in the sky, bro.
I saw dragons. I was up there with fucking old girl off Game of Thrones and shit.
Daenerys.
Yeah, Daenerys. I was riding fucking Drogon and shit.
You also saw turtles in the sky.
I saw Turtle Island. I'm speaking some metaphysical shit. You don't even want to get me started on that. But yeah, man, we supposed to go like bumper car racing or something. I'm fucked up, tripping off these shrooms and shit. And Julian coming out, he drawing all type. Shout out to Julian. Julian drawing like all type of shit. I felt like I was in a pyramid. Like I was reading like a fucking like a hieroglyph or some shit. And the whole time, my ex at the time, Courtney, shout out to Courtney, it's all love. Courtney was like in the front calling my phone, but my phone dead inside of his house, like charging and shit, right? So Courtney, I don't remember how I got to the front, but I get to the front, and Courtney like pissed at me, like, we supposed to be doing this, and she was just like shocked to see me in that state, you know what I'm saying? And that was the moment when I knew like me and her was done, because it was like she left me, you know what I'm saying? And I was like real like emotional over that time. I'm like, I would have preferred her to be there to like watch over me, make sure I was cool and shit like that. But she was more mad that I was fucked up. And again, I understand it, but again, I'm looking for her to be there to like, comfort me
Assurance,
and
all of that.
make sure I'm cool. And that's for sure like my craziest room story, because it's like, mind you, before I get to the front to where she's at, again, like I said, it's tornadoes, like F5 tornadoes, hurricanes, all type of shit. And mind you, she's in the front of Marvin house. We in the back, like backyard and shit. So behind me, it's like pearly gates, heavenly, all type of shit. And I shit you not, I finally get to the front and she left. I just like knew, like, damn, like that was the end. And fucking, goddamn it, I was like emotional as hell. Like, that's funny as hell. He brought this day. I knew he was finna go there. And yeah, it just was like a weird time, because it was like I'm in tune with myself. I'm in tune with nature, and I just fucking knew like this shit over. You know what I'm saying? And I can't say, whether or not it was the fact that I was like tripping off the shrooms, or Was it like specifically the fact that I forgot that we had like a little date? Like, I don't know, because she was calling my phone, but mind you, my phone in this nigga room charging. So I'm not paying no attention to it or whatever.
He was in a whole different world.
Man,
bro.
I'm outside looking at Daenerys Targaryen. I'm watching the dragons. Julian gave me some, shout out to Julian again. Julian gave me some like dragon stickers that I still have on my headphones to this day.
That's crazy because he gave it to you that day?
Yeah.
So when he was looking at dragons in the sky, and it was funny because my son's all like, what are you doing? And then Monty was just looking at the sky the whole time. And then he was like, don't you see those dragons? And then my son's like, what the fuck? Like, where? He's all like, right there. He's like, I don't see shit. And then he's all like, oh, right there, just passed. Then he's like, do you see that turtle? And then my son's all like, yeah, I see that turtle. And he don't know what the fuck he's talking about, but my son also had chalk. So he was drawing on the floor.
I felt like I was at a pyramid reading like a hieroglyph or something. His son was like drawing everything I needed to see at that moment. It was like a well-balanced like shrooms. Like when I'm on shrooms, I have spiritual trips.
Yeah, he kept telling my son, keep drawing. He kept saying, and I'm going to quote it. He said, show me what I need to see. He said this this phrase probably like 100 times that day.
Yeah, because like it was like every time I said that, something would change in the clouds in the sky. And it was like, yo, I got this like young, like not even a teenager, you know what I'm saying, drawing out this stuff and he don't even know what he's doing.
My son's like, I'm tired of drawing. My son's like, I'm tired of drawing. And he's like, nah, keep drawing.
At the pyramid and like, I feel like I was at the Cahokia Mounds, the pyramid. Listen, it's pyramids in America. I'm not trying to get all intellectual right now, but I feel like I was inside the Cahokia Mounds. I know about that. I've been through Southern Illinois a couple of times. I felt like I was inside a pyramid reading the hieroglyphs, and his son was there just like getting his Picasso on. You know what I'm saying? And it's just like, it was dope. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was dope. So yeah, that would be my shroom story.
Yeah, that was probably.
I don't think nothing's gonna ever top that.
Nah, for sure. That was your first and forever like craziest one. Mine was not that crazy, but it was my first shroom story, which was I was editing and I had took the shrooms and I was like, all right, well, let's see what happens. I started editing and then probably 20 minutes later, my program has like lines of how everything's divided. So then I was editing and I started seeing the lines kind of wiggle, and I'm like, started blinking my eyes. I'm like, am I tripping or is this shit really hitting? And then I looked at it again. I like sat back and I was like, oh, this shit is really wiggling. So then I was like, okay, like let me just chill for a bit, because I was like, this shit is not gonna hit. I was like skeptical that it was even real shrooms or whatever. I turn around, my girl's on the bed, and the whole bed frame and the bed was like wavy, like waves, bro. I was like,
shrooms be kicking, man.
I was like, oh shit. And she was. It's called babysitting when someone like watches you and make sure you're good, because she didn't take any and she was babysitting me.
Which is a necessity. Never do shrooms by yourself. Always make sure you got somebody to oversee you, to make sure you ain't doing no goofy shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
So then I look at her and I see the shit and I was like, and I tell her, she's like, did it hit? I was like, oh yeah, it hit. Like this shit is crazy right now. So I turned off my program. I was like, I'm done for the day. I go sit down on the bed, and I forgot what movie we're watching, but I think it was Avengers or some shit. But we're watching a movie, and I kid you not, like the lights are brightening, like the sound was very heightened, like it was crazy. Like I was like, I feel like I was in the movie. And then and this is what they say when you do drugs like psychedelics is like, don't go look at yourself in the mirror or like, you know, shit like that.
Definitely don't do that.
I did that shit though. I did it. I went to the bathroom. I was like, let me go use the restroom real quick. I go to the bathroom. I'm about to wash my hands and I look up and I see myself. I'm like, oh, fuck. All right, so I see myself. Just picture yourself in front of a mirror. And then this is me. Like, I'm looking at my reflection. And then if I move to the left in the mirror, it's moving also, but very slow to me, right? So I'm like, oh, that's another person. Because
this is not me.
This is me. So I'm like, oh, that's another person. Like, this is not me right now, but whoever that is, like, I gotta meet him. Like, I gotta talk to him or something, because I don't know who the fuck that is. So it's crazy because the reality is that if you put your hand on the mirror, you're gonna feel the mirror, you know? Like, it's glass. Dead ass. Unless it's like a crazier psychedelic, or that might have been crazy, but I wasn't willing to like accept it. in my head was like if I touched the mirror, it was gonna be it. Like, oh, this is just glass. I'm just tripping. So I put my hand next to the mirror, but I never touched it. I was like, if I touch this, then I'm gonna realize that this is fake, right? But in my head, at that moment, I was like, I want to go into the mirror. I want to go into there and then just like be in that world.
You thought you was gonna jump in the Matrix?
Yeah, exactly. Like I was like, let me go in there. Like, hey, what's up, bro? Like you're my twin. Like let me just hop in there. But nah, like I never touched the mirror. I was like this in the mirror. Like I want to touch it or whatever. Like I want to just kind of go in there, but I never went in there. And my face was also like melting, bro. It was crazy. It was fucking crazy.
So what would be like your biggest piece of advice to any aspiring like cinematographers or like entrepreneurs in general? Like what would be your biggest piece of advice that they can learn like from you? Are you tapping out?
No, bro, that shit hit hard. We're almost done with the bottle.
Almost.
By the way, we're gonna go half and half with this.
Come on, fucking pull me up.
Let me see, where's half? Okay.
I don't drink like this. Like I said, I'm a smoker, but fucking I'm drinking. He's drunk in love.
I mean, I feel it now, so.
So, to wrap up the episode, tell us like what you listening to now. Give us all of your like.
Nothing but.
No. I'm talking about him right now. We'll say that for you next week.
But he listens to nothing but Ariana.
Tell us what you listening to. Tell us where they can find you on social media if they want to tap in, DM you, get a video or photo shoot. Send all those socials out. Like, let us know what's going on currently for you.
Let's see. You could message me on 1050 Films. No, 1050 Films. I'm fucked up. Now you know. You know I'm feeling it.
Yeah.
Wait. Let me finish this on the video because I feel it now. Cheers.
Ooh.
Are you warm now? Cause this AC.
I'm hot as hell over here.
It's cold with this AC on. Oh my god.
I feel like Shannon Sharp when he drink that Mountain Dew.
Alright.
You took away no cheese.
We be drinking straight.
Oh yeah, now I feel it because I can't even see right now. Like I'm.
So again, okay, I'm gonna make it easier for you. Tell us where they can find you on your social medias, like where they can tap in, DM,
All right,
contact you.
1050 on IG, TENFIF2Y. I am a videographer. I am a photographer. I do everything. Like, you have a bar mitzvah, I'm there. If you have a gender reveal, I'm there. If you have I don't know, your dog just had puppies, I'm there. Like I do everything.
If you want to shoot your OnlyFans, he there.
No, he's not.
I'm there with her, and she's doing your lashes. Like I'm there. She's gonna make sure that your lashes are on point because I'm there. You know, like I'm gonna do everything because I'm there. Yeah, 1050 TENFIF2Y. I don't have Twitter. Fuck Twitter. I don't need that.
The slander.
Facebook. Nah, my Facebook is kind of just all family. What else I have? My website. You can find me on my website. It's in the works, but 1050.com. I have some work on there if you want to look it up. Flavors. Shout out Flavors. I already said it a bunch of times, but Flavors. Live performances for any artist that wants to perform just in an outdoor location. Let's say you want to perform in the fucking swap meet. Let's say you want to perform in downtown LA on a rooftop. Let's say you want to perform at the beach. Like, we're there. We got the generator, we got everything. Like, we're gonna be there. Flavors is the next live performance platform. So we're there. Shout out 4am. 4am is the engineer and producer that's recording everything and making sure everything's good.
Shout out to 4am.
Yes, sir. Flavors. That's pretty much it. I also edit videos. If you got work that you know, like you don't trust the editor to do your shit, like I'll do it. I'll make it look crazy.
Facts.
What was the other question? Oh, what's the end of the question, which was?
I'm drunk. This Vontae blew my
I'm barely feeling it, so like, all right, like ask me, like.
I'm a smoker, you know. Cut me some slack. This has been the third installment of White Tees and Joggers. Thank y'all for tuning in. Fuck with y'all when we fuck with y'all, you feel me? How these niggas real ones? Fuck a nigga feelings.
White tees, joggers, every day I know some villain.
Hey, you know the word.
Hey,
We tapping out like that.
Hey.